Hello again, welcome back to lesson 5. In this lesson we're going to continue building on our little repertoire of lead phrases, but we're also going to figure out a way of playing more chords using our fingers and also to integrate the leads that we're learning with those chords. Here we go. Now, I just want to refresh your memory. From the last lesson we did a slide from the 3rd fret, placing it across the strings to the 5th string or just the 4th, and we did a slide along to the 5th fret. And in one of the very early lessons, of course, we did the same kind of thing, but we slid from the 5th fret down to the 7th, like that. Now I'm going to include some chords you can play with your fingers around these positions. Let's start down here in the first position. There's our open tuning G chord. Now if you place your first fingertip here on the 2nd string 1st fret and your middle finger over here at the 4th string 2nd fret, and if you play that chord you get this lovely nice sound which complements itself very nicely with the open strings. And you can practice doing that yourself. And of course that goes nicely with some of these slide notes. Like that. Now using that same chord shape you can bar at the 5th fret and place your fingers just like you had them in the first position, with your middle finger on the 2nd string, in this case 6th fret, 3rd finger on the 4th string, 7th fret, like that. And of course if you get good at playing these chords comfortably, you can hit the bar and hammer on that chord shape to get this effect. And you can also, of course, move down to the 7th fret and do the same thing. And of course you can throw in some little slide effects between the 5th fret, slid along to the 7th. That. Now, what I would suggest you do is practice those chords quite a bit, particularly the hammering on. That's quite difficult to do. Now, you probably can recognize an incredible similarity between those chords, especially when they're hammered on, to some of the Rolling Stones songs. And that's because Keith Richards tunes his guitar to an open G chord, and you can probably hear some of the riffs from Start Me Up and Brown Sugar contained within those chords. Now we're going to go on next and combine some little lead phrases with those chords and with the slide chords as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add the same kind of slide scale but with the pattern shifted down, so it's really a C slide scale, so that when we do the slide up to here we can then include these notes around there. I just played some little fancy sounding leads, but here's how the scale goes. So you've got the slide, there's your key, so we go 10th fret, 8th on the 1st string, 5th, 3rd, 5th fret 2nd string, 5th fret 3rd string, back down, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and we can go back to the 3rd string 5th or to the 5th fret 5th string, which is here. Let me track it out with my fingers. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to set up those very first lead phrases in G around the 12th fret. Then we're going to go to our slide up to that chord at the 5th fret. And then we're going to throw in similar sounding lead phrases around the 5th fret to go with that slide chord. Here's how it's going to sound. Now I'm going to demonstrate for you a few phrases down here at the 12th. Then I'm going to go to the slide at the 5th and play similar sounding phrases down here, and then I'm going to go back to the 12th. Here we go. Now, we're starting to build up a tiny little repertoire of these very bluesy sounding slide phrases, but we're also playing some really nice chords. And the theme here and the idea is to play chords and blues phrases and mix them together, but particularly in such a way that the chord progressions themselves progress very slowly through the changes. That gives you time to think about what lead phrases you're going to play. Let's take another look. Now, of course, if you play these really fast foot stomping kind of rhythms, it's rather difficult to be able to keep the rhythm going at a quick pace and then throw in little lead phrases. So what we're aiming for now is just a really slow, laid-back approach where we do little phrases like that in between the chords.